There are multiple elements when it comes to communicating to a group or in case you're engaged in public speaking. These dimensions include the content of what you're trying to communicate, your vocabulary, your diction, your body language, and what I assess, which is one of the most vital element, which could also be considered to be the X factor in terms of effective communication, especially to a group of people, is that of energy. All of us like to listen to speakers who have a very high level of energy. Now, energy may not come natural to all of us. You also would have come across speakers who sound very lethargic, who possibly do not have that kind of energy. And many a times we don't get motivated by their speech or by what they communicate. So that goes on to substantiate the importance of energy in effective communication. Now, energy may be inherent in some people, and in some people, they will have to work towards ensuring their communication has the requisite element of energy involved. Now, energy should also be at the right balance. So you can't have too much of energy. I'm sure you've also come across speakers who exhibit too much of energy. It even looks as if it's artificial or fake. So even that should not happen. It should have a right balance where you're speaking in a manner where other people get motivated, as well as at the same time, it doesn't come across as artificial or you're trying to inject artificial element of energy. That also will not be good. Now, when it comes to energy, as I mentioned, there are some folks who have that natural energy within them, and some of us who would have to work to inculcate a higher level of energy in our communication. All said and done, without energy in the communication, the impact is going to be limited. So I will share with you 5 vital points in terms of how you can incorporate these points and enhance your energy level or the energy within your communication strategy. It's going to be of benefit to you because if you want to motivate and inspire people, for you to be energetic while communication is imperative. Just being lethargic and not communicating with the right approach will not have its own impact. So the 5 points, one by one. The first is please ensure that you practice in terms of your communication. So especially when it comes to energy, the element of practice plays a very vital role, especially if you are not a person who is very dynamic or may not have that kind of energy in communication as per the inputs that you've received from others or from your own observation. So you can practice to build energy in your communication by reading content aloud. That's extremely vital. In addition to that, also video recording yourself, possibly taking a specific topic and seeing how you communicate and trying to understand your energy level and try to work towards enhancing it. The second point is to ensure that you have some physical activity that you engage in prior to giving a speech. Many a times when our body is in motion, we are in a better position to get into that particular approach of delivering a very strong communication or a speech or communicate or convey whatever we need to. So at times, you can go for a walk just before you have to deliver a speech. At times it may not be easy because you may be invited to speak when you're in a sitting position. However, even prior to that, whenever possible, ensure that your body is in a motion state and you have that level of energy to translate that positive energy into your communication process. Okay, so for me, many a times before I get into communication or possibly when I'm asked to communicate to a group, for a few minutes, I try to overcome the butterflies in my stomach, which I still have. So let me tell you, I'm not a very confident speaker. So I have my own elements in terms of nervousness or challenges pertaining to that. So I try to be in a standing position for some time before I actually deliver my speech. So being physically active is going to be extremely vital. The third element is to prepare. So at the end of the day, energy in communication all comes from confidence. And confidence can come only once you're prepared or you have that preparation. So prepare the content properly, ensure that you have all the information required to deliver a winning speech. And once you have that, automatically there would be the requisite energy within your communication. The next element is to bring about a greater level of energy in your communication. Just before you go on to communicate, you can think about the happy moments in your life. You can also ensure that you ponder upon what went well for you, and somewhere that would give you the adrenaline rush to enhance your energy as a part of your communication process. Last, however, not least, focus on your body language. So once you are at the center and you are speaking to a group or engage in public speaking, ensure that you exude confidence, you use the right body language, your hand movements, eye gestures, all of it should come together. That's going to be extremely important. So energy and confidence are very closely interlinked. So if you have a very strong level of confidence, the energy will actually ooze out. And one of the most important elements is that you have a very strong body language. In fact, I have observed a lot of speakers whose content or knowledge is average, vocabulary as well as diction may also be average or even below average. However, because of the energy and confidence that they exhibit during their communication process, they're able to deliver a winning speech. At the end of the day, communication is all about connecting with the audience. And if you are able to make people be inspired and motivated by your energy and confidence, that's going to be extremely vital. So finally, to end this particular communication from my side, you can also try exercises prior to going into a speech mode, which could be basic exercises like inhaling and exhaling. So breathing in and breathing out, that could be one exercise that would also calm you down and at the same time ensure that you have the necessary energy, because a level of pause before getting into the communication is always going to be vital. So you can breathe in, breathe out and do these exercises which can enable you to grasp that level of energy and possibly bring everything together and deliver a winning speech. So all the very best. Please follow these 5 steps where you can focus on building your energy and enhancing it to communicate, inspire and motivate people. Thank you very much for your time.